Alright, I'm only using Pokemon Gym Leader halves. Alright, let's do this shit. Ammonite's my starter. Then I name him Brock. Next up is a Rebel Fight. Couple bites took out Chikorita. And next up, I caught Ghastly, named her Morty. Then about the stage, since they're a boss in my opinion. Lick at the Bellsprout to death. Go over to Brock. Water gun the Hoot to death. Then back out to Ghastly to lick the motherfucking Bellsprout to death. Faulkner was easy as shit. A couple water guns after I got Sand Attack, I missed. Swap over to Ghastly. I use Hypnosis. Then after getting hit with the Gust, I use Curse. And then I swap back over to Brock, and I just start using Water Gun. Water Gun Curse took out the thing. I caught a Pidgey, named him Faulkner. Next up is the Proton Fight. Water Gun took out Zubat in one shot, and a couple Water Guns took out his Coughing. Next up is Bugsy. I lead with Ghastly, puts with Hypnosis, then I use Curse. Then I use Nightshade to bring it down to half. The Curse eats Sperry, and Curse brings it down to half again. It dies we go for U-turn, go out to Omnite, and I'll start Royal Chinos Kakuna. It heals up, and I get to one-shot it. So I went for Focus Energy, I was able to kill it with Rollout, and then her Metapod went out for Rollout. That was a lot easier than it could have been. Alright, Silver Fight time. I use Omnite on his Ghastly, it's just a Curse, and I got one-shot by his Bayleaf. I go to a Ghastly, Hypnosis, Curse it. Then I start Nightshading it down. 2 Nightshades into Curses, damage, took out Bayleaf. Last up is Zubat. I went for Nightshade on the Zubat as the Spike took me out. Send out Pidgey, use a couple good Gusts, that's just confused me, and I take it out. Alright, catch an Abra, name him Sabrina. Alright, next up is Gym Leader Whitney. I start off with Omnite to get a Raw Chain going. I fall in love. It gets Bone Club from Metronome, then Luster Purge from Metronome. I use Confusion to take him out. Alright, then I use Confusion on Miltank as it goes Attract, Miltank. Then I use Confusion again, critting it, then it stomped me. I swap out, then over to Pidgeotto, then I use Attract, I'm in love. I try to go for Sand Attacks. And I Sand Attacked it once before going down. Next up's Kadabra, I confused it, trying to use the damage, switch over to Ghastly, Confused Ray. Then I use Slumberry, Confused Ray again, it's confused. Then I use Hypnosis, and then I took it out, then I used Cursed. Then as it woke up, it stomped me, so I swapped over to Brock. Whitney healed, I used Water Gun, and the Water Guns and the Curses took out Miltank. First up is Soulsilver. Ghastly's had a fight, and it went down. Next up is a Zubat. I swap over to Faulkner, I don't know why, just I want to use them. And then after some Confusion Hijinks, the axe goes down. Next up is Magnemite. I stayed in, but then I decided to swap back out. Swap to Brock. The Surf took it out. Next up is Bayleaf. Confusioned. Need a half. I use Confusion again. Use Synthesis. I disabled Confusion Poison Powder, but it's a Secret Noise. Bayleaf got Poison. Confusion got confused, and the poison damage for Poison itself took it out. Morty up. So, Confusion is Ghastly, is Haunter. Then I swap his Gengar out to use my Kadabra. So swap over to Pidgeot, he couldn't hit me. Twister does nothing, so he's Gus. And I started using Crit. You know what? Seeing this wasn't going anywhere, I started Sand Attacking it. And after that, I just keep Gusting it down. So yeah, it takes a while stalling. Whatever, I get all 6 Sand Attacks in. As it hits Hypnosis 2 times in a row, even after -6, which is bullshit, but whatever. Alright, and then after his Gengar, after that, fucking fiasco. Next up is his last Haunter. 1 Confusion took him out. So yeah, easy besides Gengar. Morty in a nutshell, I guess. I caught a Machop, named him Blue. Alright, you see him fight time. 2 bites took out Drowsy. Next up is an Electrode. I swap over to Sabrina. Couple Side Beams did under after he paralyzed me. Then I get paralyzed. Then he gets paralyzed, then I kill it. Alright, last up is his Haunter. I sent out Morty. Just did a couple Shadow Punches and it died. Next up is Chuck. I led with Sabrina. Psybeam took it out. Rock Slide took me out. Another Psybeam took it out. I'll swap over to Haunter. After both was going for Hypnosis and missing a few times, I Hypnosis, Curse, then I Confuse Ray. Then I start Shadow Punching him down. Doesn't do much, but it plus Confusion with the Curse, it took him out. Alright, Petrol Fight time. A couple Shadow Punches took out Zubat. The next up is his Coughing. Psybeam one-shot it from Sabrina. Now, 2 Side Beams. After getting hit with Crunch, surprisingly living, killed his Raticate. Next up is the Double Battle. I go for Much on his Arbok, bringing it down to about 50%. Then I go for Surf, killing the Drowsy as Lance kills that. Kills the Arbok. I go for Surf, Oko in the Grimer, but then the Bloom Oko's me. Send out Morty, use Shadow Punch, but that didn't work. I used Hypnosis, Miss, Pursue, killed Haunter. Then I sent out Macho, and Nice Thunder. Alright, prize next. I started Rochambeauing this thing with karate chops. It started resting. It does that horror deal being bulky. Then I realized after a bit, it's like, wait, Battle Throw will do more. It's not like I'm... So I use Battle Throw, take it out. Next up is Dugong. I go for Battle Throw, it goes to Orby Marine to 8. I go for another Battle Throw, it's Ice Star, takes me out. Next up is Kadabra. I started side beaming it to death, so I disable rest. Keep side beaming, as it keeps Rochambeauing me, and at the end it kicks me out the Night Shark. Next up is Haunter. I Sludge Bomb it to Oko it. Then I Sludge Bomb his Pillow Swine, but then he uses Ice Fang to hit it. I go for a couple flies on the Pillow Swine, then I realize I start sand attacking it to lower its accuracy. That's what I did, so if you sand attacks, then it took me out the Blizzard. Next up was Brock, and he just started to take it out. Next up is Jasmine. I Karate Chopped her Magnemites with blue. Then I used one Surf with Brock on Steelix, and we won. Alright, time to battle against Petrol. Haunter's Shadow Ball took out his Coughings. Then I swapped over to Kadabra to use some Side Beam to take it out easily. So yeah. Also, after this, next up is Silver. Side Beam took out his Golbat. Next up is his Haunter. Side Beam took that out. Next out is Sneasel. I swapped over to Blue. Karate Chop took out his Sneasel. And he sent out his Meganium. Sludge Bomb killed his Meganium. And last up is his Magnemite. And I use Ammonite. Mud shot it. Alright, next up is Ariana. I use Pidgeot and Fly to take it out in one shot. I use Fly on Pidgeot to get out Murkrow one shot. And ironically, the Pokemon that's weak against Fly doesn't get one shot. Oh well, 2 Flies knock out Vileplume. Next up is Archer. I Surf for Houndour. Next up is Houndoom. I use Surf to use Fantastic to take me out. I send out Blue, a couple Karate Chops to take out the Houndoom. Last up is his Coughing. I use a couple Strengths as it uses Sludge twice. Machop goes down. I switched over to Pidgeot to Quick Attack dealt it in. Alright, next up I caught my Spinal Team Swine Up and named him Price. Or her Price. I spelled it wrong. Alright, next up, alright, it's clear. I Ancient Power Gyarados twice, take it out. Next up is Dragonair, I sent out Price. Go for Avalanche, I sent me a 5+, knock out one shot. It just goes as a Kingdra. I go to Gengar. I use Hypnosis Shadow Ball. I purchased an animation after from grinding. Sorry. Oh well. Then I use Ice Shard on her Dragonair, killing her after she spams heal for a while, and that was clear. Rival Fight Silver time. Karate Chop his Sneasel one-shots. So next out is Kadabra. I send out Brock and use Waterfalls on it. Then I use Surf. Then I swap over to Meganium. I swap over to Gengar. One Sludge Bomb takes out his Meganium. Next up is his Kadabra. Shadow Ball takes him out. Next up is his Haunter. Another Shadow Ball takes it out. Golbat. I send out Amistar as a Suffering Confusion. Then I use Ancient Power to almost one-shot it. Then I Flinch, Snap Rock Confusion, Surf. Last up's Magneton. I use Mud Shot and I take it out. Alright, Leap 4 time. Shadow Ball his Zatsu. I Shadow Ball his Jinx. I Shadow Balled his Slowbro. And I Shadow Balled his other Zatsu. And last up is Executor and I Shadow Balled it. Alright, Koga. I use Psychic on his Ariados. I swapped over to Gengar for Fortress. He swaps over to Venomoth as I use Shadow Ball. I just keep sparing Shadow Ball since it's a 2-shot. Uses Floor Store. Alright, Muck, Psychic. Crobat, Psychic. Fortress. I swap over to Price and use 2 Earthquakes and take it out. And that's Koga. Alright, Bruno time. I use Psychic on his Hitmontop. Then I swap over to Brock and use Surf to one-shot his Onix. Then I throw out Falkner to use Fly on his Hitmonlee. Then I stayed in and used Wing Attack on Hitmonchan, taking a Nice Punch. 2 more Wing Attacks, take it out, as he heals. Next up, Machamp, I throw out Sabrina and use Psychic to take it out. And finally, for Memory Karen, I Cross Chop and one-shot her Umbreon. Next up, from Murkrow, I throw out Price to go for that Avalanche to get hit with Pluck. Then next up is our Houndoom. I use Earthquake as he goes for Nasty Plot. Then next up is our Gengar. I throw out Alakazam and use Psychic. Alakazam levels up. Last up's our Vileplume. I throw out Falkner and 2 Wing Attacks to get out. Ironically, Falkner's my weakest one for being the first Gem Leaders Pokemon. Alright, Ancient Power Gyarados twice. Ancient Power Lance Gyarados twice. Next up is Dragonite. I send out Price. I go for Avalanche because our Dragon Rush. One shot is Dragonite. Next up is Charizard. I threw back out Brock. I use her Shadow Claw. I use Ancient Power. One shot. Next up is our Dragonite. I go for Avalanche again. One shotting it. Then I use Ice Shard and I one shot his last Dragonite. I'm saying one shot a lot, ain't I? Then Aerodactyl. I go for Surface against Thunderfang. I swap over to Mamoswine. He's going to go Thunderfang again. I use Ice Shard. Almost one-shotting. Yes, he goes for Airlace, taking me out. I throw out Amistar, knowing he's going to heal. Then one Surf just gets his Aerodactyl. Now we're the champions. I'll see you at the blue fight, people. Alright, time to fight blue. I Shadow Ball Executor, almost taking it out. His Leaf Storm brings me at 2 health. Now I Shadow Ball, Executor's down. Next up is Rhydon. I swap over to Brock, use one Surf, and it's knocked out. Next up is Machamp. Pokemon I got from him. I use Psychic, and I almost one-shot him, then Earthquake takes me out. I go out to Gengar, go for Shadow Ball, do some damage. Then I go for Psychic. Bringing it out on one health. No, Psychic takes it out. Next up is Arcanine. For some reason, I swapped over to Price, even though Flare one-shot me. Next up is Brock. One Surf, did him in. After debating, I stayed in with Brock. 2. After being left on 1 health from Waterfall, 2 Ancient Powers took him out. Alright, now we have a Pidgeot fight. I go for Flies, he goes for Return. We go back and forth for a bit until inevitably, my Pidgeot went down. Alright, I send out Gengar, and a Sludge Bomb took out Blue, and that's Pokemon.